Hey everyone, I'm here today to do a comparison of the 3 hybrid dinosaurs we've had from the Mattel Jurassic World toy line. But first up, I want to thank Matthew from the Keep On Collecting YouTube toy channel, because he sent me the Indo Raptor, which I didn't have before, so I wasn't able to do a comparison of the 3 of these together when I reviewed the Scorpius Rex. So Matthew sent me an Indo Raptor all the way from Australia, which was really kind of him, and it's great to have it so I can have all 3 of these hybrids together. Even though the Indo Raptor is the oldest of these toys, I'd say it's probably the most detailed. Like, there's a lot of really fine detail to that. The Scorpius Rex is a bit softer with the detail. I don't know if it's because they were trying to get the more cartoony look to it, but I just don't think it looks quite as good with all that fine sculpting as the Indo Raptor. Now, of course, in continuity, the Indo Raptor is the newest of the 3 hybrids. You can see they get smaller each time. The first one, the Indominus, is really big compared to the other 2. And then the Indo Raptor is quite a bit smaller. So facing off with the Scorpius, you can kind of see how much smaller the Indo Raptor is. But I do like the shine on the Indo Raptor. It's more of a sort of rubbery material, which works because it feels like a bit more like real skin, a bit like the old Kenner dinosaurs. Whereas the Scorpius and the Indominus are both hard plastic. Now, even though the Indominus's articulation and the arms is connected to an action feature, you can move them independently, which is really nice. I don't like it when the action feature hinders the articulation, and then it's also got, you know, some nice articulation there at the hips. Whereas on the Scorpius, the arm articulation will really only work with the action feature, like that. You can't get them to pose otherwise, they just spring forward, which is annoying. Though the Scorpius does have some nice neck articulation, which the Indominus doesn't have. And it's got that articulation going up and down at the hips as well. Whereas the Indo Raptor doesn't have any action feature, but it does have fantastic articulation. And I do like that the Indominus and the Scorpius make their roaring noises. Like, that is pretty cool, and it would be nice if the Indo Raptor did that as well. At the same time, it's nice that there isn't any action feature hindering the articulation. Like, this is almost more of an amber collection dinosaur. Like, it's got some great articulation at the shoulders and the elbows. They pivot all over the place. There's really no restrictions whatsoever. The wrist, the neck's double jointed at the top and the bottom of the neck. The mouth opens and closes on its own. So none of that is controlled by an action feature or hindered by an action feature. The legs have knee articulation, which is something that we don't really see in regular releases of Mattel dinosaurs. And the tail has 2 points of articulation. So there's loads of poses you can do with this thing. This is the best articulation we've had from a mainline dinosaur, and it really is more of an amber collection Indo Raptor. So I wonder if they will actually ever do a specific amber collection one, because this is pretty much it. And I think this might actually be a bit too big to fit in with the mainline dinosaurs as well. So you can see, even though he is smaller than the Scorpius, I don't think he's as small as he should be, especially compared to the Velociraptor, which is only comes up to about here, I think, where my finger is. And I don't think the Indoraptor was quite that much bigger in the film. Maybe I'm wrong, especially with the human figures as well, are quite tiny, only come up to about here where my finger is. So maybe this is designed more to fit in with what's now known as the Amber Collection. I like the shine on the Indoraptor. Makes it look a bit less plasticky than the Scorpius. So the Indo Raptor and the Scorpius Rex both have the Velociraptor claws, which the Indominus Rex doesn't have. The Scorpius Rex is the only one that doesn't have a thumb. The Indo Raptor and the Indominus both have a thumb. The Scorpius just has the 3 fingers. Indominus and the Indoraptor both have those quills on the back of the head, but the Scorpius doesn't, even though it should do, but Mattel didn't sculpt those in, sadly. but it should kind of match up with the other two with those quills. But as it is, we've only got them on the end of the tail there, and not on the back of the head and neck where they should be. But hopefully in the next release that comes with Kenji, Mattel will add that detail. The Indominus head's my favourite. I love those kind of horns come out of the top, and just the shape of the face and the way the teeth all fit together, I just find really aesthetically pleasing. The Indo Raptor, I think, just looks a bit like a big velociraptor. It's fine. But then the Scorpius has got a really unique look. It's really ugly, but it's supposed to be ugly. So, you know, you can't really hold that against it with the squat nose. And I like how that one's teeth are kind of gnarly and fit together too. But Indominus always seems like they perfected the hybrid with that. Some great detailing on the Indominus, all those spikes and spines and things coming out. And the Scorpius Rex doesn't really have so much of that. It does really bug me that the quills aren't on there, because I always think quills look nice on dinosaurs. Let's say we've got them on the Indominus, and we've got them on the Indo Raptor, and they look nice going down the back of the Indo Raptor there as well. Really great detail on the scales, I think, for the Indo Raptor. That nice kind of stripe going down the side too. It makes the paint job on the Scorpius look a bit plain. I do love the action feature on the Indominus Rex though, not just the movements with the arms and the mouth, but I love that you can swallow action figures, you can shove them in the mouth there, and there's this kind of red glow that comes from inside, almost like blood or something, as it swallows the figures. Like, it is just a really fun toy. And like I say, the action feature doesn't really hinder the articulation, particularly on the arms or anything. It does on the head. You can't really move the neck without it springing back into place because it's connected to the action feature. And it is a shame you can't pose it with the mouth open without it snapping shut. But it is such a fun action feature. Whereas on the Scorpius, like outside of the action feature, you can't really do much with it. Like, I've had to jam a bit of wood in the button there to keep the mouth open for pictures and things. But outside of the action feature, there's not really all that much you can do with the Scorpius Rex. The whipping tail action is quite fun, I guess, but I feel like it's hindered a lot more by its action feature than the Indominus Rex is. And then with the Indo Raptor, it's just really fun to pose around and a great looking toy. Here's the app codes for all three. For me personally, when it comes to the hybrids themselves, the Indominus is my favourite. I just love that big hulking monster. The Scorpius is my second favourite because I think it's quite a unique design with that really ugly squat nose and the spikes on the tail. And just the kind of personality it showed in the cartoon as well. It's this freakish monster. And then the Indoraptor is my least favourite because it just looks like a big velociraptor really. I don't think it's that kind of interesting a design. But when it comes to the actual toys, I think the Indo Raptor is my favourite because it's got that great articulation, it's got a lovely shine to it, really great detailing. Then the Indominus, that is a great toy. I love the swallowing feature and the lights and all the sounds and everything. And then the Scorpius is probably my least favourite because it's very hindered by the action feature. You can't really do much with it outside of using the action feature to make the arms slash and the mouth open. So that's how I think a fight would go down between these three, but what about you? Who do you think would win out of the Indominus, the Indoraptor and the Scorpius Rex? Let me know in the comments, let me know which one is your favourite. Thanks for watching. Thanks again to Matthew for sending me the Indoraptor, and I'll leave a link to his channel in the description for anyone who wants to check him out, because he covers Jurassic Park and Jurassic World toys too, as well as other franchises. Thanks again for watching, and I'll hopefully see you again soon.